What's going on, guys? So in front of you, you were looking at the all-new 2024 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro Hybrid. This thing is pretty dang awesome. There's a lot to like about it, and there's one thing that I don't really like about it, but I want your opinion of. But we're gonna take a close look at this thing. Hang tight, I'll be right back. All right, so you are looking at the all-new Toyota Sequoia. This is a really good representation of the evolution of the previous generation, as well as kind of the adaptation of the Toyota Tundra into an SUV form, because this is really an SUV version of a Tundra. Now, in front of you, this specific package is the TRD Pro. This has the iForce Max twin-turbo V6 hybrid engine. It's a dual overhead cam 24-valve, produces 437 horsepower, and get this, 583 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it is a very aggressive looking package. They've done a great job of making this look and appear and even function as kind of a semi-overland vehicle. As we walk around, we take a closer look at it. You can see it has LED headlights up front, and these are also auto-leveling headlights, which are nice, so they auto-level up and down. You can also see the really nice LED accent rings, which you're probably very familiar with if you've seen the latest generation of the Toyota Tundra pickup truck. We have our front parking sensors. We have a very interesting color that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. I don't think that there's very much in between on this one. It's called Terra, has a black leather interior, and again, this is a TRD Pro package, so this is going to be their more highly off-road equipped version. Sorry for the cicadas. They are absolutely screaming out here, and I have noise cancellation on high, so hopefully you can hear everything just fine. Starting from the front, working our way around, the first thing I want you to notice is this front black grille. But right in the middle of this black grille is a light bar, and that is the TRD light bar. So that is a factory installed LED light bar right in the perfect spot if you think about it. If you had a big brush guard on the front, that's typically where you'd want your light bar, and they've put it right in the center of the grille. You also have your front parking sensors. This does have 360-degree cameras, so you can see all the way around the vehicle. It has an interesting kind of camo, kind of a digital camo look to it right here around the fender flares. The tires are Falcon Wild Peak AT tires on some really beautiful matte black TRD BBS forged wheels. You can see the Pro emblem right here, plus the nice red center cap. Coming around, you can see your step sides over here. I have the engine running right now because it is well over 100 degrees outside, and I'd like to get into an air-conditioned vehicle. And these are really nice functional step sides. You see a lot of off-road packages that give you kind of like a fake rock slider, and those are more difficult to use, but these are actually functional step sides, which are nice. You can also see you have actual towing mirrors with the spot mirror, plus a side LED spotlight, and your cameras are mounted underneath. This does have touch handles for the door lock and unlock system, and it does have remote start. But the interesting thing here is, if you look at the key fob, there's actually no remote start button on it. What you do is you have to press and hold the lock button 4 times. So press it 4 times and then hold it for about 5 seconds and it will remote start. What I don't like about the remote start system is once you walk up to the vehicle and unlock the truck, it turns off the engine. If you walk up to the vehicle and touch the handle to open up the door, it turns off the engine. Not sure why they do that, because nobody else does that, but Toyota does, and they've been doing that for a while. It's some type of a safety mechanism, I'm sure, but I just can't see the point of it. All right, coming around to the back, you have LED headlights and taillights, and they're all accented with an animation feature, so you can basically see them move whenever you're turning on your turn signals. Coming around to the back, big Sequoia emblem in black on the back. Nice dual exhaust over here. Now, right now it is in hybrid mode, so you're not going to hear the engine running, but from the inside, they've acoustically treated you to an absolutely fantastic sounding engine on the inside. However, on the back or from the outside, the exhaust note is very V6. It's not V8. Doesn't sound V8. It is amplified V6, so it sounds like an aftermarket upgraded exhaust because it is a TRD Pro, but it is a very V6 sounding vehicle. Now, I don't know if that's, you know, from folks who probably owned a Toyota Supra when they were growing up, or, you know, maybe a Nissan 300ZX and they were used to making those cars louder and they really liked the sound of a tuned, louder exhaust on a V6. Don't know if that's kind of a Toyota thing, but it certainly does not sound like a V8 from the outside, but from the inside it sounds more like a V12. You have your parking sensors on the back. You typically would have a cover here to cover up your 2-inch receiver, which is a very interesting designed flush 2-inch receiver. It doesn't really have a collar around it. You have a 4-way and 7-way connector right there, and this is all usually covered up, plus your chain loops right here. I will look up the towing specs on this specific one. I don't have them in front of me at the moment. Okay, the engine just kicked back on, and that is your exhaust note. Okay, this also has the little sensor down here where you can wave your foot in front of the back, and the back lift gate will open up. You have a nice little corner light here on your fender flare as well. And then you have a luggage rack up top, and this is a true utility luggage rack. Let me show you. We'll climb up here real quick. I mean, this is something that you could absolutely load up with a bunch of gear. Maximum load 104 pounds. Just make sure that gear doesn't exceed 104 pounds. Very nice though. What do you guys think? Outside of this thing is absolutely beautiful. I kind of wish that it still had a V8, to be honest with you. Just the sound would be more fitting for the aggressive look and nature of this SUV. Let's hop inside and take a look at the inside. Before we do that, let's look at the back since we have it open. So the hatch is open. You have third row, which is currently in its down position. I don't know if I did something to trigger the hatch to close. I don't think I did. All right. And you have this divider right here to cover up the space when your seats are down, so you can load stuff on top of here and then have stuff concealed underneath here. These move, and you can move these to different spots if you have things like groceries, stuff that you're going to have in these spots. Back here you have a 120 volt outlet, 400 watts or 100 watt. This is how you drop your back seats down, maybe raise them up too. There we go. I like the air conditioning vents being up in the top corners right there. Makes it real nice to get air on you. I do not know why pickup truck manufacturers don't do that. It makes absolutely phenomenal sense to have your AC vents in the top like SUVs have. Why don't they do that for full-size pickup trucks? All manufacturers. It just doesn't make sense to me. We don't really have to worry about these blocking the mirror because the mirror is a camera mirror. But that is about how much space you have with the seats in their upright position. I would guesstimate usable space from about here to here being maybe a little over a foot. Very cool. Let's go ahead and drop that down. All right, let's hop inside, see what the inside's all about. Before we do that, let's look at the numbers on this. So this is going to have a cargo carrying capacity, payload capacity of 1,325 pounds. Now beneath it, it has an interesting sticker. So caution, the cargo carrying capacity has been reduced by 104 pounds because of modifications that have been done in this vehicle. And that's probably part of the TRD Pro package. So you really have to take this number of 1,325, knock about 100 pounds off of that, and you're looking about 1,221 pounds in that range. So yeah, it has a relatively low cargo capacity, mainly because it's a very, very high trim vehicle. And all those luxury amenities and features are going to take away from that. If you get this in a base configuration, which is still going to be pretty dang loaded, that number would probably be significantly higher. Looking at our door panels, we got our soft touch material here and up top. It's actually really nice right there. No contrasting tones here. You figure there might be like red accents or things like that, given the fact that it's a Pro, like a red ring here or maybe some red mixed in through here. But it is very, very, I'm going to say, neutral. You have your power seats right here. You have the Sequoia TRD Pro custom floor mats. Really, really nice seats. Again, it has kind of that digital camo look on the seat cushion itself, and then Pro in red. Some of your controls right here. You have a door light on. You can, I guess, shoot the light down off the back if you want. This is how you turn on your TRD light bar up front. Fuel door. You can adjust your gauge brightness, as well as your rear parking sensors, heated steering wheel, turn on your AC 120 volt outlets, as well as your spot lamps on the mirrors. And because these are towing mirrors, it gives us the ability to extend them out, which is really nice. Only manufacturer currently doing power spot mirrors, or the towing mirror down there, is Ram, and I wish all the other manufacturers would do that. You do have 2 memory seat functions here as well. Of course, all of your power door locks features, and you can have your mirrors fold in if you'd like as well. Okay, let's hop inside. Okay, so now that we're inside the Sequoia, let's talk about some things. Fuel economy first and foremost. So it has an EPA rated 19 city, 22 highway, and 20 combined. You see 17.6 right there. Actually, when I got the vehicle, it was closer to 20, like 19.5. We've had it running for a little while, again, because the air conditioning needs to be on. Otherwise, it would be an oven inside of here. You have all sorts of information on your full LCD display. So this entire gauge cluster is one large LCD display, which is nice. Plus, you have an enormous infotainment system over here also. So this is a 14-inch multimedia system, and then you have a 12.3-inch digital meter system up here. So you have lots of information. This specific one has no heads-up display on it. I don't know if you can get heads-up display on this, but this does not have it. Has the 14-speaker JBL sound system with subwoofer and amplifier. Has both heated and ventilated seats, which is really nice. As we look from our 14-inch display downward, you can see that we have all of our AC controls right here. Of course, it is dual zone. You can sync the two together. You have your trailer backup assist. So this is that straight line assist feature, which backs up a trailer in a straight line if you're maybe backing into an RV slip or you are at a boat dock. Right here is your surround camera view. I don't know what all views you can switch from here. That is actually pretty cool. You can change the color of your vehicle as well. You can pause at any point. You also have your traction control, hazards, and you can lock the rear differential on this. So it has rear locking differential, not center locking differential, which I think would be kind of a good thing on this. They offer it on the Land Cruiser. It would be nice if maybe you had that feature. Now, I don't know what these 2 buttons would be for. This thing is pretty much fully equipped, so again, I'm not sure exactly what these would be for, unless maybe they have a flavor of this that has like auto leveling or ride height adjustment, but I do not know what those are for. You have your wireless charger right here, your parking brake right here, has traditional Toyota shifter, has really nice leather accenting in the center there. Here are your drive modes. And then you have your 4-wheel drive controls. So to shift from different 4-wheel drives, you push this in, change it to either 4 high, 4 low, or 2 high, which it's currently in. Price on this vehicle, as equipped, is $83,042. Well, if you consider the price before delivery, processing, and handling, it's $81,192. But yeah, $83,042 to a dealership. Here is the traditional Tundra Sequoia center console area that slides back and gives you access to that space. Plus, you can open it up. Inside of here, you have a USB and USB-C connection. You also have some spots for coins. And you have your drink holders right here. Glove box right there, and a very prominent Toyota emblem right above your glove box. Up top here, you have your camera rear view mirror, as well as your panoramic sunroof controls. All right, let's hop in the back. Okay, so we are now in the back of the Sequoia. Let's see if the seats slide back. Can't tell if they do. I'm trying to grab underneath here for anything that would indicate that they slide back. I don't think they do. No controls for them to slide back, but you do have a tremendous amount of leg room here. Probably from my knee to the back of the seat is about 10 inches, but I have no problem with space. You could be pretty dang tall and still have plenty of leg space in here. Looking in the center stack here, you have all your AC controls. You have another AC outlet down here, 120 volt, 400 watt, or 100 watt. And then you have a USB and a USB-C connection down here. I really don't think they need to put covers on those, honestly, because the first thing to break off on any of these, if you have kids, are those covers. You have more air conditioning vents here, which are nice, but really the power of the AC back here is the fact that you have these way up here, which are super nice. I love the air conditioning vents in the top corners up here, the top sides on SUVs. Again, I really think pickup truck manufacturers need to do that. On the side here, you have some really nice shades that can go up, block out a little bit more light. You have a nice little padded armrest right here as well, power windows. Again, not a heck of a lot of accents on the door panels themselves. Now we have our daughter's booster seat in here, so you can see that there's plenty of space here. We prefer to have a bench personally because we like to put the seat in the center because it's the safest place for a kiddo. But yeah, you got plenty of space for a booster seat in here without any problems at all. You have your TRD Pro floor mats that go all the way through here and all the way to the third row in the back. You got a lot of room back there, so let's hop to the back real quick. Okay, so my journey to the back is going right through the center here. A little bit cramped moving from the front to the back or the middle to the back, but once you're back here, yeah, so my legs are bent up because the floor isn't as low as it is up there. So I got my knees up pretty high right here. For a long trip as an adult, this would not be comfortable. For a child, this would probably be just fine. But again, for an adult, not necessarily what I would consider to be a comfortable ride. Interesting how they kind of brought some of the shade graphic on the window partially back, but not all the way back, but you also have a shade back here. So I gotta admit, that is actually pretty cool. Haven't seen anybody else doing that. Doesn't mean nobody's doing it, I just haven't seen it. You have a button right here. Okay, so the back seat actually power reclines. I could see this as being a really, really great feature to give you a little bit more comfort, especially if you're an adult. But let me show you what's going on though. The challenge is you have this piece that dips down. So once the headrest drops back further, your head can hit that if you're taller. But as a child, it would probably be fine if their head is right here. But you can only go back so far, and you would definitely want to be cautious of how far back you go if you have stuff packed back here. All right, down here, I hear what appears to be some type of an air conditioning vent in this area, and not so much up here. So if I close that off, yeah, you still hear it. It's weird, almost like the air conditioning compressors in this space. But again, you have another shade right there. 2 cup holders on each side, which is really nice. USB-C charging down here, which is also very nice. And again, the ability to recline that seat. And if you can get your head right here and it's not hitting here, then that would be a relatively good spot for kids if they're trying to take a nap on a long trip. What do you guys think? This is a really, really cool SUV, and I can't wait to give you my driving and towing impressions because we will be towing with this SUV. But for now, we're gonna wrap this video up. Please leave a comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this absolutely beautiful, crazy off-road capable, and very, very large Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro Edition. Anyways, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.